All right, so go back to your activity list in SAM. All right, mine looks a little bit different than yours because I have 2 sections, so I have 2 of everything. You just have 1. All right, and now we're looking at Word Module 1 in the Lab 1. Okay, so click on that. This looks exactly the same as the textbook project instructions. You have 3 submissions. So go ahead and click Start. All right, here's a digital file of the handout I just gave you. So if you want to download that, you can, but you have the instructions on paper. Here are the start file, which we'll go through in a second. And then there's a picture file. Now again, you don't need to download the picture file because it's in your student data folder, which is on your H drive. Okay? But if for some reason you were doing this at home, you don't have access to your H drive, there's the picture you would need. Okay? Now here's where it can get a little bit tricky. Again, you see this is where you're going to submit the assignment. But if you'll notice in the start file, it has your first and last name and then the number 1. What we're going to do is change that because it has to have the number 2. So if you look down here at the file name that we have to submit, it's the number 2 instead of the number 1. All right, so go ahead and click on the start file, which again says the SCWD16 1A with your first and last name. All right, and then open it up. Click Enable Editing at the top. All right, so what you have is a partially finished document. So your job for this first assignment, or first in the lab, is to just clean this up. Okay, and the handout I gave you has step-by-step instructions. Okay, so if you look at the handout I gave you, the top part where it says Getting Started, that's what we're doing now. Okay, so we need to do a File, Save As. Browse to the proper folder. Okay, so you should be in your H drive, our class folder, semester 1. We're still chapter 1. Okay, now from here, come down to the file name and very carefully click right before the dot for .docx, backspace. Don't get rid of the underline after your last name, just the number 1, and put the number 2. Okay, so please verify you have your first and last name, an underscore, the number 2, .docx, and hit save. Okay, from there, I would start at project step 1 on the handout and go just step by step. Okay, you're going to be obviously making changes, making this look better, cleaning it up. Just like we did with the textbook project, when you are done, make sure we do one last save. We go back, we submit it the same way. We get the report the same way, make changes, resubmit, and so on. Okay? So again, this is for any in the lab project. Most importantly, changing the 1 to a 2 in your file name.